US-Chinese relations have always been somewhat complicated. Both countries rely on one another economically, but both countries also acknowledge that the other could be a potential adversary. But what if that delicate relationship suddenly became strained? Today, Life's Biggest Questions asks, what if the United States invaded China? Hello and welcome back to LBQ. I'm your host, Charlotte Dobre. As always, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe and let us know in the comments below what topics you would like to see next. Over the last few years, China's military is becoming more technologically advanced, and it doesn't have obligations to the rest of the world the way America does. China has nuclear capabilities, satellite technology, and military forces on the ground, air, and sea. China is the world's runner-up for military spending after the United States. According to Abraham Denmark, Senior Vice President for Political and Security Affairs at the National Bureau for Asian Research, a war between the US and China would be disastrous for both sides. So in order to invade China, the US would have to have a very good reason. Perhaps if China got into conflict with one of the United States' allies, like Japan or South Korea, and the United States would be forced to intervene to defend those countries. But if the United States invaded China without a good enough reason, that would make them the aggressor and effectively a war criminal. And being a war criminal does not put you in the best position when it comes to needing allies. The ability to win the war would depend on the political climate at the time, and which countries would back up the US and which would back up China. If the United States invaded China, it would need to use its current allies that surround China to serve as bases and launch points. And having those allies really close to China also poses a problem. If the US wanted to strike China with a nuclear missile from the mainland, that missile has to fly through the airspace of the surrounding countries. In addition, the fallout from that missile would affect all of the surrounding countries. China has the geographical advantage. In the event that the United States invaded China, China could use nuclear weapons to strategically take out all of the bases that the US requires. It could destroy bases like the port of Yokosuka, the Kadena Air Base, and effectively stop the war in its tracks. If this happens, it would be extremely difficult for the US military to continue an operation. Its aircraft need bases to refuel. America would then have to transport its supplies all the way from mainland America or from Australia. Not to mention, what if India, North Korea, or Russia came to China's defense? Russia could attack the United States from Alaska. Canada would then have to take a side. If they side with America, it's in the middle of a conflict. If it sides with China, a land route opens up for Russian forces. Either way, Canada would have to get involved, and all of a sudden, an American invasion of China becomes a full-fledged world war. A war that the United States would very likely lose. Yes, the United States has the best military the world has ever seen, but you don't always need the best military to win a war. Many historians will say that the first rule of military strategy is to never get involved in a land war in Asia. An invasion of China would be a bloodbath, especially for Chinese civilians and US troops. Millions would die initially, then after the first waves of troops died off, the US would have to send more troops into the bloodbath. It would go on until both countries were so badly wounded, militarily, politically, and economically, that they would be forced to stop. American influence in Asia would surely be strained following a war with China, especially if they had been the aggressor. America would never have the same influence in the East again. What do you think would happen if the US invaded China? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked that video, you should also check out what if the United States invaded England, or what if the United States invaded Canada? Clickable on the screen right now. For now, I'm Charlotte Dobre, and you've been watching Life's Biggest Questions. Don't forget to click the bell so you never miss an upload.